Today in the world of cannabis, a biotech company launches a breeding program to produce novel varieties of cannabis. California and Oregon hemp farms brace for millions of dollars worth of wildfire damage. And a new study indicates that blood tests may not be a fair way to see if someone has recently used cannabis. It's Wednesday, September 16th, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, a biotechnology company and an Australian university have partnered to develop a genomic breeding system for cannabis varieties with less common cannabinoids, the Growth Off reports. In a statement, CannaPacific described the breeding program partnership with Xing Technologies and Newcastle University in Australia as, quote, one of the most advanced medical cannabis genomic breeding programs in the world. There is over 100 cannabinoids in the plant, and many are still yet to be exploited, said CannaPacific Chief Executive Joshua Dennis, according to the Newcastle Herald. THC and CBD are there in the highest quantities, but there is a whole gamut of other cannabinoids in the plant in really low quantities, Dennis says. While some major cannabinoids in certain cannabis varieties have exhibited evidence of medicinal benefits, the breeding program aims to develop genetic markers to determine which varieties carry desirable traits, such as specific cannabinoid profiles and yields.
Next, as wildfires continue to rage throughout much of the western coastal United States, California and Oregon are seeing unprecedented damage to their hemp and cannabis farms. It is estimated that the fires will result in millions of dollars worth of damage and losses. According to the Associated Press, 28 active wildfires in California have burned approximately 4,375 square miles. In the past week, over 1 million acres of land have burned so far in Oregon. Hemp Industry Daily reports that the 2020 fire season, among the worst on record, comes as hemp farmers are preparing for harvest, and some for the first time as hemp cultivators. Oregon State University is pulling together detailed information on the impacts of fire and smoke on hemp, said Jeffrey Steiner, Associate Director of the school's Global Hemp Innovation Center. Oregon State University plans to share the information it has collected during a hemp virtual field day on September 23rd. We're trying to figure out avenues to see if there's a way to get help from the state. We don't know. We're lost, to be honest with you, said Chris Bouchard, CEO of Farmtiva. We're trying to figure out which direction to go.
And finally, research from a study conducted in affiliation with the University of British Columbia has revealed that cannabis can remain present in the human body long after consumption, rendering blood tests as an ineffective method of testing for cannabis use. The study, titled Residual Blood THC Levels in Frequent Cannabis Users After Over 4 Hours of Abstinence, appeared in the journal Drug and Alcohol Dependence. Some stakeholders worry that current per se limits may criminalize unimpaired drivers simply because they use cannabis, the researchers said. We conducted a systematic review of published literature to investigate residual blood THC concentrations in frequent cannabis users after a period of abstinence. Results from the study showed that if at least 2 nanograms per milliliter THC is detected in someone's blood, it can stay in the body for an extended period of time. Thus, analyzing one's blood may not be an accurate representation of recent exposure to cannabis or intoxication. Researchers also noted that cannabis can stay in the bloodstream even after days of abstinence from cannabis use, with some subjects testing positive for cannabis in the blood up to 30 days after use. Some subjects exhibited what researchers call a double hump pattern, in which THC levels rise after a few days of decline. The studies in our review consistently demonstrate that positive blood THC levels, even levels over 2 nanograms per milliliter, do not necessarily indicate recent cannabis use in frequent cannabis users, researchers said.
And that was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry-related podcasts, like Hash It Out, The High Ground, or Careers in Cannabis, wherever you get your podcasts. For TRICHOMES.com, I'm RJ Balde.
And I'm David Fortin. Take care.
Peace.